First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, appreciate you being here. We are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, our website, and our apps. I always want to remind you, you can download the Fox 12 Oregon app, a great way to get all the content that we have on here and the segments that we cover, which is a wide variety of topics. And today, though, we are going to be talking about the Portland Insectarium, a zoo and museum in Southeast Portland. That's pretty much in the title right there. It's not just insects, though. They have arachnids, arthropods, bugs, all kinds of things there. And we actually had Jessica Szabo, the owner, come here in studio. She brought in some examples of what they displayed there. We talk about what it is that they do, how they educate people, and she brought creepy, crawly things that I may or may not have held. And that is going to be part of this segment. So this is a long segment just covering all of those things. I will say there may be a bug eating another bug in this, so I'll just put that out there in case that bothers you in any way. But this is, it's a really fascinating interview, a discussion about that. We learn a lot about insects, and we learn a lot about actually some ones specifically here in the Northwest, some do's and don'ts. We cover all kinds of things. So I don't want to waste your time right now. Let's go, without further ado, right into the interview. All right. Hello, everyone. I am here right now with Jessica Szabo, the purveyor of the Portland Insectarium. And as you can see in front of me, these guys aren't alive so much. Over here, we have live insects, and I believe maybe is that a tarantula over there as well?
Yes, there is a tarantula. Okay,
so we have some live. Would you say bugs overall? What's the right term? Is that offensive to say bugs?
No, it's not for me. Okay. It might be for some people.
Okay.
The word bug is officially a type of insect, so it would be incorrect to call a spider a bug, but it's also become part of our language. It is colloquial, and I accept that language changes and evolves, and if you want to call every creepy crawly a bug, that's okay with me.
All right, I am here to learn, so I am really happy to have you here in studio with this. So I think to start off, before we get into all of this and discuss what's happening here in front of us, let's talk about the Portland Insectarium. So how did you get into, I guess, insects and spiders in general, and then go on to this organization and this place that people can go?
So I guess I grew up loving all animals. I grew up in rural Oregon, and I played outside a lot. I didn't really have much TV, so, but I was actually more of a horse kid than a bug kid.
Okay.
But as I got older, I learned that other people didn't like bugs, and I was confused by that because I loved them. So then I started advocating for them, and then became my special interest. And so then I went to college for biology, and didn't really know how to get into the bug world, really. I went to PSU, where there's no entomology program.
Okay.
So I just kind of had to make it up myself. I took the one bug class they had, and I hooked up with a teacher there, and she took me on as a mentor, and then or a mentee, I guess, and then a grad student, and she studied spiders. So that is what I specialize in, spiders.
I love that you loved it so much that you found your own way to get through to do that.
Yeah.
So growing up, like when you were growing up, were you the kid that would always pick up the random insect or bug or anything like that?
Yeah.
How many times did you get stung or bitten during that?
No, I mean, I grew up in Oregon. There's not a lot.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I've been stung by bees and wasps, but that's mostly from stepping on them on accident rather than handling them. A lot of things don't want to bite or sting unless they feel like their life is in danger. So if you treat them gently, then you know.
Yeah.
Or pay attention to their body language too.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Now going from that, you know, you have the graduate school and doing all of this, and then the Portland Insectarium.
Yeah, so when I was in grad school, I took a museum curation class. And in that class, we had a discussion about Portland's lack of a natural history museum. Because PSU has a natural history museum, but it's for a private collection. It's for research purposes. It's not open to the public. But during that class, we did open it to the public. and people loved it, and we're like, we need to have something like this here. I personally didn't know how to get taxidermy and do a whole natural history museum, but I was already studying spiders, already keeping some bugs as pets, and so a few of us in the class actually ended up discussing the Insectarium and started it together, but it's just me now.
Wow. And so keeping it going and having it there, and then it is open to the public, at times for people to go in there and
Yep.
and
We're
take a look.
open Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 6.
Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 6. Everybody can go in. And again, we're going to get to what's going on down here in just a minute. I should say, too, I also grew up in rural Oregon, but
Nice.
bugs were okay, but I was not as... I was a little more timid than you are. So seeing these guys crawling around over there is a little bit weird for me. But let's talk about right here in front of us. So this is something that I'm assuming you could see at the museum itself.
Yeah,
the
so
Insectarium.
we actually have a whole wall of these. These are just 2 of the cases that I brought, featuring moths and beetles. But we also have a whole butterfly case, a stick insect case, an arachnid case, and a true bug case, all kinds. Yeah. So,
wow.
So yeah, these are just 2 of the prettiest ones that I wanted to bring today to show you guys. This here is the largest moth in the world, the Atlas moth from Thailand. Another interesting thing to point out is that these very colorful ones right here are moths and not butterflies.
Oh, they do look like butterflies. Yeah, that's what I would assume.
Yeah.
With all those colorful.
So it's a misconception that all moths are brown and that all butterflies are colorful. And these are day-flying moths. So all the brown moths come out at night. The colorful moths come out in the day.
Interesting. And how did you get all of these moths?
So these cases were donated to me by a good friend of mine, Don Elin out of Seattle. And this is what he does for a living, is he pins insects in these beautiful cases. He has a huge collection that he takes around and displays in different places. Sometimes he guests at the Insectarium.
Wow. I mean, I can't imagine the process of going through this,
Yeah, he's been doing it for a long time.
Really delicate work, I would imagine. So these are some moths. And are any of these moths in Oregon or
Yes,
Northwest?
there are a couple. The polyphemus moth right here. You can find those. They're obviously not much in the city. You have to be in the rural areas. And usually you find them by setting up a black light outside.
Really? Okay.
So yeah, they're pretty elusive, but we also have the Cecropia moth here. A couple of these hawk moths live here, but the rest of these are fairly exotic. These are from the eastern U.S.
Okay.
But yeah.
Still, just an amazing collection of all kinds of different moths there, and the world's largest moth. So that's huge too, by the way. And so over here we've got some beetles. So
yep,
tell us
huge.
what we're
So
looking
there's
at.
a lot of beetle diversity. There's so many more beetles than even what we can represent here.
Yeah.
So we have them kind of separated into groups. There's longhorn beetles here, weevils right here, stag beetles. I'm blanking on the word. Scarabs right now over there. So like you got dung beetles and your regular scarab beetles, and then these are your rhino beetles or Hercules beetles.
They look huge, and they look like they would pinch.
They don't actually.
Really?
So those big horns are used to...
That looks intimidating.
So those are only on the males. So this is the male and this is the female, the same species. And the males use those horns to just fight with each other, but they don't pinch with them. They just use them to pry each other up and knock each other over or knock each other off of a log or a rock.
Okay. All right. So
it's just for lifting and pushing rather than biting or pinching.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what else you brought in here. So we've got some live, we talked about this beforehand too. So live insects, not necessarily bugs, insects and spiders. I'll go with that one. And so tell us about what we have here. And are these at the Insectarium that people can come see? Okay.
This is a very, very small fraction of what we have at the Insectarium.
How many live insects do you have there?
People ask me that a lot, and I actually don't know. I know we have about 10 tarantulas, and then we have big colonies of things, so I don't count them individually, like roaches and isopods, also called roly-polies.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So they live in big groups of hundreds. We have scorpions, we have mantises, we have different kinds of cockroaches, millipedes, centipedes, Ants, we have an ant farm, harvester ants. But yeah, if I were to take a wild guess at how many species we'd have, I'd say probably at least 30.
Wow. Wow.
At least.
Okay.
So yeah.
Get out?
Yes, sometimes. And we
That's what I'd be worried about.
We have handleable bugs at the Insectarium, so you can come in and you can hold and touch the bugs. And we do encourage people to hold their hands over the container where the bugs live, but sometimes that doesn't happen and they fall onto the floor.
Oh.
And
Oh no. Okay. All right. Well, who do we have coming out here right now?
all right. So this is Tui, our Chinese mantis. She's a bit elderly, so she's kind of slow. This here, they are native to China, but this one here was found in Oregon because they are established here now.
Oh, really? Okay.
So we don't actually have any native mantises in Oregon, at least not very commonly. There's some California species that might be up here, but I've actually never seen one.
So some of those big green ones that you see, those aren't native?
No. This is the Chinese mantis can be green as well. So this is the one that you would see. It can be green or brown.
Okay.
And this is an adult female, so this is the big one.
Okay.
And then there's a smaller one you might find that's the European mantis.
But none of those are native here?
No.
So that's interesting. So usually you're probably seeing the Chinese mantis? Okay.
And I will say that nurseries are wrong when they tell you to buy a mantis egg case for pest control in your garden.
Really?
Do not do it.
Why is that?
Well, the egg cases that they sell in the nurseries are Chinese mantises, which are not native. But mantises in general are not great for your garden because they are indiscriminate predators. So they don't just kill the bad bugs in your garden, the ones you don't want, the pests. They will also kill bees and butterflies and even hummingbirds. Wow. And each other.
Wow.
So
that's the lesson then. So do not buy those despite what it's...
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That is good to know.
And I was going to see if she wanted to eat. I don't know if you want to...
If you want to. I don't want to hold anything she's going to eat, but...
Oh, well, nobody gets to hold that.
Okay.
Because they're actually really fast and hard to hold.
Okay.
It's a cockroach.
Okay, we're going to do our best here. Oh, wow. Oh, man.
This is a good
It's
angle.
going to be live, right? Yeah, I think so. We've got that. Oh! Oh! Dang!
There we go.
Wow. Just that quick. So it's... Oh, man, that's... Oh.
Cameras are great.
Yeah, this is a pretty good shot right here. Thank you to Shane on the camera work for this. So, all right, so now... She's just eating away, isn't she?
Yep. So mantises don't have any venom or anything like that. Not like a spider where it's going to paralyze and subdue its prey before eating. They just start eating.
Man. All right. I don't know why it's weirding me out, but it's just that's.
Well, I can put her away to finish her meal.
Yeah.
And we can move on to the next thing.
What was her name?
Tui.
Tui? Okay.
Yeah.
Do they all have names?
Not the ones that live in colonies.
Okay.
Because that's too many names.
That's too much to remember,
yeah. Come on. I'm going to put you here. Get off of there.
Man.
Come on.
Yeah, she doesn't want to stop because she's just going to town.
But I need my hand, sweetie.
All right.
There we go. I'll just let her sit there.
Just sitting there snacking. All right.
She won't go anywhere now that she's busy eating.
Okay. All right. And so... I can't take my eyes off. Okay.
Do we want to save the roaches for last for this thing?
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, so next we'll bring out the millipede.
Okay, a millipede.
This is the Sonoran desert millipede from Arizona.
Okay. And now, I thought millipedes were like unsafe to handle or...
You're thinking of centipedes.
Centipedes, okay.
Yes.
So that's what it's...
So millipedes and centipedes are related.
Okay.
They're not insects, nor are they arachnids. Based on the number of legs, you see, insects have 6 legs, arachnids have 8. These guys have, you don't know how many, a lot. Yeah. So they're in a group called myriapods, which means many legs. Okay. And it's just centipedes and millipedes, that's it. So centipedes are venomous. They are fast. Yeah. And they will bite. And I would not bring one here today to hold.
Okay. Do you have centipedes?
Yes, I do have one that's about this big. It's a tiger centipede. But millipedes, while they are not venomous and will not bite you, they are poisonous.
Really?
So when they...
You're saying that as you're just picking it up, right?
Yes, but they're only dangerous to me if I eat them.
Ah, okay.
So that's the difference between venom and poison. Venom is delivered via a bite or sting, and poison is ingested or inhaled or absorbed through your skin.
Gotcha. Okay.
So these guys secrete a toxin when they feel threatened, and it smells funny, and it stains your hands yellow.
Really?
And if you eat them, it will make you sick. It's not going to kill you, but it will make you sick.
Yeah. So just don't try to eat the millipede.
Yeah, so don't eat millipedes.
Don't eat
and
millipedes.
especially around here, we have the black and yellow millipede. It's not very big. It's about that big. It's black with yellow spots on the sides, and they secrete cyanide. Please don't eat those.
So don't touch that, don't pick that up.
I mean, you can pick them up. It might stain your hands and smell funny.
Yeah.
But just don't eat them.
They actually have cyanide. Okay. All right. And this guy does not have cyanide.
This is a quinone compound.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're otherwise harmless, and they're really cool with all their little legs.
Yeah, that's a lot of legs that are moving right there.
And another difference, too, with millipedes and centipedes is that centipedes only have one pair of legs per body segment, and these guys have 2 pairs per body segment.
So that's one way, okay, so you can tell the difference.
And also, centipedes are very flat. These guys are round.
Rounded,
Yeah.
okay. And what kind was this again?
Sonoran desert.
Sonoran desert. So this is something you would see down in the Southwest. And, okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. It's a lot of legs.
All right.
Okay, let's go on to our next one. I love this.
The next one's going to be the tarantula.
Okay, and a tarantula. So this is what I think I saw you post about this, or saw somewhere, about the tarantulas in particular. And you said you have about 10 of them?
Yes, but some of them are babies.
Okay. All right.
So this one here she's not fully grown, but she's close to fully grown. Her name is Pris, P-R-I-S, Miss Pris. And she's our only handleable tarantula.
Okay.
All of our other tarantulas will not let anybody touch them.
Like they'll bite you, or?
Some of them will.
Okay.
Yeah. So for tarantulas, their first line of defense is to run and hide.
Okay.
And as soon as a tarantula runs from me, I'm not going to try to pick it up.
Yeah, that means it does not. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you continue maybe to try after they run, at least tarantulas that come from the Americas, have something called urticating hairs on their abdomen. It's on their back end, and they can kick them off. And they have a barbed end, and they get on your skin, and they're itchy and irritating. If they get in your eyes, it's itchy, and you can't see. So it's a way to deter predators that are chasing after them. They just get this cloud of hairs.
Oh, man.
So obviously, if a tarantula does that to me, I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah.
And if you continue, then after that, then they'll probably bite you.
Okay. All right. So.
And some of them might just go really quick from kicking hairs to biting. So.
Man. Okay. So this is the only handleable. And
but
why?
She's very
why
sweet.
is she handleable? Just because
they all
personality?
So it's a little bit on breed, like on the type of tarantula, the species. This is a Chilean rose hair tarantula, and they're very commonly kept as pets, and many of them are pretty handleable. But I have another one who's not. So they do have their own personalities.
Wow.
All right, Pris, come out and say hi. She doesn't like bright lights so much, so she might be a little scrunched up because she's trying to hide her eyes from the light.
Okay, fair enough.
But
we'll see if we can showcase. I mean,
I'm going to get her on my hand.
She's big, but not as big, I guess, as I thought maybe.
Yeah. There we go.
As I've seen, so. All right, and she seems pretty chill.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Okay, so, and this is a Chilean
rose hair, but she was born here in the U.S.
Okay.
So the species is from Chile, but they're no longer imported.
Okay.
They're captive bred here in the United States.
Okay. So. And is this, like when people get a tarantula for a pet, is this one of the most common ones, the Chilean? Yes. Okay. So not like the ones that you find in like the Southwest, like in Arizona? Or...
Well, you know, a lot of those actually are still caught in the wild. Like the desert blonde or the Arizona blonde tarantula, which I did have one before, and she had been caught in the wild, which, you know, is not really the best way to do things. It's especially for females. So male tarantulas will wander in search of females. So it's pretty easy to find a male tarantula wandering out and about and catch it. But to find a female, you have to go dig up her burrow.
And Gotcha. So you'd have to go dig up the burrow and to pull her out. So is this one? Can I handle her, or would that be? Is that something I could try?
You're comfortable.
Yeah, I'm nervous, but I feel like I.
So I mean, this is all she's gonna do. She's barely moving.
How do you do that? Do I just pull my hand out?
Just put your hand out, and I'll guide her on. And if you don't like it, just let me know, and I'll take her right back.
Okay. Is she going to notice that I'm nervous?
Nope.
Or
She has no idea.
Okay. So she's just hanging out right here. I'm holding a tarantula. And it looks like she is wanting to...
Oops.
Is there a certain way I should be doing this?
Nope.
Okay. That's a lot of legs. That's a lot of hair going on. But you know what? She's really gentle. That was way... I don't know what I was expecting, but that was more gentle than I thought. And that is probably the first time I've ever held a tarantula.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay. So, if she was mad at me, that would have been like the cloud of hair that came out.
Yeah, I mean, if I think I personally have not witnessed her kicking hairs, but I've had a couple volunteers tell me that they've seen her do it a couple times. Okay. But yeah, personally, I've never seen her do it.
Seems like I passed the test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That was awesome. Okay. that was way different than I expected it to be. Okay. I know we've got a couple more.
Yeah.
A couple more here.
Right,
and
get her back
I can see, just so everybody knows, I can see what's right here. We saw these guys come out, and we're going to do something special here in just a minute with them. Well, we're going to attempt something towards the end.
Oh, where's the pieces of apple?
I've got those over here.
Cool.
While we're doing this, what do you think is the most important thing for people to know about the Insectarium and just about insects, arachnids, everything in general that you have going on here?
I mean, we want people to not fear bugs and to understand them and appreciate them, and dispel misconceptions and bad information, because there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we just want people to come and check it out and enjoy themselves. And it's not just the bugs too. We have games and toys and activities for kids and all kinds of stuff. Cool.
And how do you tell people to get over their fear? Like, how do they get over a fear if they have a?
Well, you know, I have people who come in who want to get over their fear. That's why they come, and they tell me right away, like, I'm afraid of bugs. And I usually start them off with roly-polies.
Okay.
We have a pretty good collection of different types of, so we call them isopods, because roly-polies is just like one name for them. You can call them sow bugs, pill bugs, potato bugs, whatever. Wherever you come from, everybody's got a different name. But we have ones from all around the world that you've never seen before. Different colors, different shapes, different sizes. But a lot of people are familiar with roly-polies. Yeah. And they know that they don't bite and that they're not scary. And so when we show them these cool, like zebra striped and spotted roly-polies, they're like, oh my God, wow, you know? Yeah. So
it can work to get over it for that. Well, we've got these two, we've got something right here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a little bit afraid of them.
Even more than the tarantula?
More than the tarantula. I don't know why.
It's funny, because you grew up in rural Oregon, so you didn't have an experience with these growing up.
No, and I don't know why it is, but I just, looking at what we have here.
So usually when people come in and say that they're afraid of these, it's because they grew up in a place where these...
Where they're all around. Yeah. And they aren't. So, I think that's why. It's because it's the unknown.
Yeah, for sure. So should I bring them out now?
Yeah, go ahead and bring them out, and then we'll do this thing here at the end.
Okay, so these are Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Unfortunately, the individuals I brought today don't feel like hissing, so we're probably not going to be able to hear that. But
what does the hissing mean when they do that?
So it's just a defense. It means that they're feeling scared, and it startles predators. It's literally just it sounds like tss, just like that. Okay. They have these, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's these spots along the sides of their bodies, these dots. Those are called spiracles, and those are their breathing holes. And so all they do is force their muscles, they compress their muscles and force air out of the holes.
Okay. And that's what the hissing part is. And these are they actually native to Madagascar?
Yep.
Okay.
They are endemic to Madagascar, so they occur nowhere else in the world.
Nowhere else but there. All right, just because we are doing this, can I hold them?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I can try to do this.
Here, I'll give you the big male.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
Okay.
You got it.
Colder than I thought he would be. Actually, that's, and he's just kind of laying there. I am holding a hissing cockroach right now in my hands.
Good job.
Thank you. I am trying very hard.
You want me to take him back now?
No, it's okay. I got to get over this. So these are common as pets?
Yeah. They're like they're really good classroom pets.
Okay.
I've gotten a lot of donations from classrooms that have too many because they start breeding and then they're like, oh my gosh, we have too many. Can you take some? Oh yeah, we're still working with these.
Oh
guys.
yeah. We wanted to have one with it. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I am. That was not as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, I was a little nervous.
Isn't.
I was pretty nervous. And
What did you think was going to happen?
I don't know. Start crawling up my leg, my arm, and my shirt.
That kind of it can happen sometimes, especially with younger ones. That's why I bring the older ones because they're slower.
That's why I have my sleeves closed up. No. Okay. That's awesome. And this is something that people can come into the Insectarium and they can do. They can.
Yeah, they can. Yep. Anybody can come in anytime and touch roaches, roly-polies, and beetles.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got one last thing, and we're going to attempt this. This is I brought this up right when Jessica got here, so this is something that we're going to try. But since the Super Bowl is coming up, we've got the two teams, the Chiefs, the 49ers. You see all those videos with animals attempting to try to predict what the game is going to be. We've got this out here. we got a helmet for each team, and as you suggested, we needed some fruit because this is what they like the most. So we've got part of an apple. We're going to attempt to predict the Super Bowl. But I guess, should we just, I'll give these to you.
So I'm going to put the roach here.
Okay.
And I'm going to make some
Oh, okay. Yeah, give it some trails.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. And we're going to put one towards each team. And then we're going to see, and which roach is going to be doing this?
I don't know. I'm just picking one at random. This is the female.
Does she have a name?
No. I have too many roaches to give them names.
Okay, all right.
Well.
Oh. Boom! That just...
Did you guys get that?
Okay, it says that. Does that count? Was that the?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is that? Should we try?
You can try it again.
Let's try one more time.
She was probably just running for the shadow, but. Oh.
Oh, that's definitely Chiefs. Definitely Chiefs. Okay, so that is who we just predicted right here.
We didn't even need
on the show.
apple.
We didn't even need the apple.
Well, I'm going to give them the apple for a treat.
Okay. They want any more apple?
Yeah, they'll eat it all.
Okay.
They're big.
All right. Well.
Okay, there's apple for you. Get your antennas back in.
All right, so there we go. Well, thank you very much for coming in to do this. Anything else you want to let people know about? Because I want people to know when, where, how they can come check everything out.
Well, I recommend going to our website and reading a bit more about the space and our frequently asked questions. It is not a large space.
Yeah.
And we also are kind of experimenting with our schedule in February with some different hours. And we're also having tarantula handling sessions that are closed to the public, only if you sign up.
Nice.
So you might want to check our calendar before visiting.
Okay.
Just to make sure that the hours are normal.
All right.
But yeah.
All right.
We'd love to see you all.
Heck yeah. And just to close in here, we've still got a little bit of snacking going on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, what's the band?
Tui, this is Tui.
Tui, we'll close out on Tui. A couple of shots there of Tui snacking. All right, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome, thanks.
That's still unnerving watching that. Thank you very much to Jessica from the Portland Insectarium for joining us again. If you're watching, this is Fox 12 Now. If you joined in the middle of this is one of the segments that we're covering here today. And that was, honestly, it was great to have them in. I tried to play it cool, holding the cockroach, and I think maybe it looked all right, but it still weirds me out, and I thought about it later on that day. So regardless, though, huge thank you to them. A couple of things of note. I wanted to make sure that you have their address of their location. So it's 7836 Southeast 13th in Sellwood. In Portland. So again, huge thank you to Jessica for coming out and doing that and for everything that they do. So we have more here coming up for Fox 12 Now. Coming up, if you're watching this live, it's about 1:30 p.m. In about 15 minutes, I'm going to be joined by U.S. Representative Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez to talk about her freshman term in Congress. She's been there just over a year right now. We'll talk about what's been accomplished, what the experience has been like, and we're also going to be talking about the I-5 bridge replacement, one of the big things that she's been working on. There was $600 million in funding that was secured. What does that mean? How long are we going to have to wait? Where are they at in the process? We're going to discuss all of that and more. So that will be live on Facebook, YouTube, our website, and our apps. If you are watching live right now, you're going to see the Facebook and YouTube video end, so come back in about 15 minutes. That's when we'll have the representative on. In the meantime, I'll be over on the website and the apps, so you can download the Fox 12 Oregon app. That is a great way to also watch all of our content and our segments, and we'll have more going on over there right now in the interim. So I encourage you to join me there, but I'll be right back on the apps, on the website. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.